What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phillip Siddiq Show. I am, of course, your host, Phillip Siddiq. Recently, we were thrilled to be on the red carpet for the film called BLINDSPOTTING. Intersection race, culture, police brutality, gentrification, and the character in the film is Oakland, California. You probably ask, what can possibly go wrong? Well, you have to see the film to find out. But we're on the red carpet. The film stars Daveed Diggs, Rafael Casal, and a host of other people. Making his directorial debut is Carlos Lopez Estrada. So sit back, enjoy what we have for the red carpet interviews, and I have to say a big thank you to John Weaver. He made it all happen. I saw his crew making moves, getting us all set up in the right positions, the right places. We got all the interviews that we could handle. Plus, we got a special interview. We got a family. Yes, I think Phillip Siddiq Show, I think we're the only ones to get the family in there. So sit back, enjoy the interview. BLINDSPOTTING. Check the film out. I think you guys will be really surprised at what they did. Shooting schedule, 22 days. It can be done. I'll see you later in the show. How excited are you to see your father in this particular film?
I think it's really important that he's in it, and I'm very excited to see it because it has an important message, and it also has some lightheartedness in it, and it portrays it in a good way. Yeah.
Now, me being a little old, a little generational, what did you pick up from his portrayal of a police officer in the film and in your real life, going through life?
Well, with everything that's going on lately and all the stuff you see in the news, it's tough. Like, it's a hard role to see him in, especially because I've always thought of those situations as very difficult to process and understand. And so it's weird seeing him play that role personally for me. But yeah.
So after he finishes the role, how did he come back to being dad as opposed to the police officer? What did he do?
I mean, he's pretty good at separating himself from his roles, basically, when he comes home. But, yeah, he basically just comes back, and he told me it was tough to shoot and all that stuff. But, yeah, he came back, and he does well.
How you doing?
I'm good, brother. So tell us about your role in the film as being the police officer.
I play the Oakland police officer. I'm pretty sure. I think that he's the only guy that's not from Oakland, unfortunately. Which is a common through line with America's police officers not being from the neighborhood they're policing.
Yes.
And I think that, I was saying to her earlier, I think that leads to a lot. I think that's where a lot of the fear comes from.
Yeah. Confusion.
They're in an unfamiliar situation. They didn't grow up in it. They don't know the language. They don't know the culture, and then they're tasked with policing it. That's got to be a very difficult place to put a person in. And I would hope that they're all people.
Now, to get into this character role, what did you do? Because from what I've heard, it's unlike any role you've ever played before. How did you take on the mindset of being the police officer?
Well, I mean, I wanted to make him a human, you know, and try to understand. It's not what I would put myself through in that sort of situation, but knowing what I know about American law enforcement, what would a person in that position go through emotionally and mentally?
Last question. Your son is here.
Yes, sir.
How did you separate yourself from the character and go home to your son? 'Cause we had a pretty good conversation about that.
I mean, I do that a lot, you know, and I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. It's just, it's funny with Keith and the producers that produced the film, Keith and Jessica. They always sort of throw me in roles that mess me up for a little while. But those are my favorite ones to do. And with this one, with Daveed and Rafa reading the script that they had put together, and knowing the importance of this role. I really wanted to emotionally give it as much as I could. And it actually feels good, actually, when you do something that you can walk away and say, okay, I think I did everything I could do. Any job you do, any job my son does, when you walk away saying, I did everything that I could do, you know, it feels good. You go home to your kid and you're like, I did everything I could. I feel good. Let's make some food and have a good dinner. And so it felt good. That's the answer to your question.
Good.